See you after the intro.
Closing is always easy when you're in Cardone U. We role play with Grant Cardone's team. They know just what to do. They're always there to support us. We couldn't ask for more. On our way in the right direction, we found what we're looking for. In FLC, in FLC. Closing is better with appointment setters. You'd better believe we're not a team but a family. We work together in harmony. We are devoted, on that you can quote me, in FLC.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the FLC Hangout, where your freedom lifestyle begins. Oh my goodness, today we are live. We are joining you live. I am so super excited, and we have a very super duper whooper schmooper special guest in the house, the one, the only Miss Jabaria. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you guys on the #1 podcast in the entire galaxy, the FLC Hangout. Thank you guys so much for having me.
You got that right. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited. I literally cannot wait to get into the topic of today, which is all about thinking big, moving big, and why having these big goals and big dreams and being around big people is so important. So if you want to learn more on that, stay tuned. Before we do get into it, make sure you follow us all on Instagram. They are not on the screens because we are live, but make sure you follow us on Instagram. If you are joining us live, make sure to interact, ask us questions. Oh, thank you so much. Here we are. Interact, ask us questions. We'll be happy to answer them for you. Let us know where you're tuning in from. So with all of that being said, without further ado, Misty, over to you.
Hey guys, I see Shushmita in the house and they're tuning in. Thank you, Shushmita. I love you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. This is going to be a powerful, very impactful episode. Be sure that you grab your pen, grab your paper. Jabaria is going to lay down, like I said in my other videos, she's going to lay down a lot of bombs. She's going to set up the room on fire. We here at FLC have the Freedom Lifestyle Creators. We have been hearing some really big news coming through, and we just have to share it with you. So I'm going to go ahead and let Jabaria give you a little bit of information on this because it's so big. I think it should come from her mouth herself, from her herself. So Jabaria, I'm going to pass it to you, even though I'm kind of, messed up, but that's okay. Go ahead, Jabaria, let us know what's going on. What's the big news? We're so excited.
Oh, thank you so much for the beautiful intro. But also, can I just really ask anybody who's following this, watching this live, to please give these two ladies a big hoo-ha-hoo. Even though we cannot see you, it would very, very, very much be felt as such, because I just want to say, and this is something very, very important for me and close to my heart, this to me is the most important, most powerful, most epic podcast in the world, and I am so delightful to be here. I'm so grateful to the two of you and how you're changing lives every single day with this podcast, and I'm just so proud to be here. I would not be proud to be on the Oprah show. I'll be proud to be here. So I'm very, very excited. So thank you so much for that. As for your question and the big news, I think one of the things that I'm so excited in sharing on behalf of us all, like the entire FLC core family, is that we have been featured in a lot of different places, and the story of the movement and how we're here to help people, and obviously here where your freedom lifestyle begins on the FLC Hangout, is really so powerful, because for us it means a lot that we are being invited in different circles, on different press platforms. Stories have been posted on over 300 plus magazines or online outlets and news wires all around the globe. For instance, on Fox, on, well, I don't even know them all, NBC, SBC, whatever, all these things. I don't even know it all. Google, other places. We've been featured in Forbes, which I'm super excited for. LA Magazine. There's another front cover coming up soon, and obviously the TED Talk coming up as well. And I just want to really express this with a lot of gratitude, because it's not that we're saying these things or announcing these things because we want to say like, look at us, at all. It's just that we're happy that the message of the movement is coming to so many more people, because we know that we're changing lives, and we really want you to change your life as well and create that freedom for yourself and allow yourself to be benefited no matter what. And that's why I'm so excited to be here today with especially this topic: think big, move big, and also big results will flow in. And for everyone who's watching this live or on the replay, stay tuned until the end, because we're actually going to give you guys a gift as well that can help you do big things too. So I hope that summarizes it a little bit.
Oh my goodness, so exciting. Shashmita, I love you. We love you, Shashi. This is so huge. This is huge. And like you said, the reason we're sharing this is to show you that actually you can do this too. Anyone watching the live or the replay, you can absolutely do this too. You just need to believe that you can. And that's why I think this topic is so important and quite overlooked. It is a fundamental to have those big goals. Think big before you can actually do big, right? So obviously, all these things are happening right now for FLC, which is so exciting. But there's thinking big, right? And then there's like doing the actions behind thinking big. We hear it all the time from our coaches, right? In the Cardone team, 10x your goals, think 10x, which is amazing. But the reason they say that is because then you're forced to take those actions that are 10x, and you're going to get way more than you actually originally thought. So with all these things happening, obviously we're in 300 plus press releases and the TED Talk and all these exciting things. How much of it was actually you thinking big and having those dreams? And then how much was actually the action behind that? Because obviously they go hand in hand, but one comes first. And tell me more about that.
Okay, thank you so much. And basically, if I go back to when I started in business, which is now almost 8 years ago, I remember that I was walking through the estate where I was living, and I was thinking about what do I want to actually create, and what is it really that we can do? Because one of the things that I've always learned from my family is that you can always help people, and you can always lead by example and making a difference. And they led by example, making a difference all the time. And one of the things that I wanted to do is really contributing to making this world a better place. And doing that obviously requires also the financial input so that you are able to do it at bigger scales. But at some point, and I don't know if you guys have ever had this, but I definitely had it, where I felt like I am really ambitious. And well, actually, I know about you guys having it, but people watching it, I don't know if you've ever had it, but felt really ambitious. And I was looking up to all these incredible entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs or Jack Ma or Richard Branson, and what these guys and girls and everybody have done. And then I was said to myself at some point, like, I want to build $1 billion business, and I want to be able to, have that level of reach and impact, and not just for the sake of money, because yes, $1 billion is pretty cool, but more so for the impact that you can make at that level. So I was actually thinking those things, but at some point I was having a guilty conversation with my dad, because I was saying to my dad, is it wrong to want that? Is it wrong to feel like you want to become a billionaire or create a company that is $1 billion company? Because I was thinking, like, shouldn't you just be happy with what you have and don't go into that realm, because it's not necessary. But then my dad said something very beautiful. He said, like, actually, whatever it is that you're doing, you always want to be grateful, you always want to do good things, but there's nothing wrong with wanting to create something that is so impactful and that is big, and go for the highest levels, because we're the only ones stopping us. So just go for the highest and make it happen, as long as you know that along the way you don't lose yourself. And that's sometimes what happens with people, that they go all in, and in the process they are, let's say, inspired or amused or seduced by the dark side, and then things go wrong. But as long as you make sure that you keep your own core values of love, of honesty, of kindness, of integrity close to your heart, and you allow yourself to be with a group of people that honor those things too, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with becoming $1 billion company. So let's go. And so these thoughts have been floating around in my head since then. And I think it wasn't until a couple of years later where I was actually like, okay, cool, I can actually see it now. I can actually see it after obviously making several millions. I can see how things are going to fall into place. And I think it was at that moment where also like we had several chats like, hey, you can actually see how it's going to pan out right now. And it's not as crazy to think those things. But I think that having that thought in the back of my mind and setting that goal, or just like speaking it out to my dad, or having it internal to myself, already just put something out there that was inspiring. It was like, man, this is such a crazy thing to think about. $1 billion company, like who does that, right? It's only the minority of this world. And then that already in itself was an inspiring thought and something that led me to keep on going, besides obviously the fact of the impact that it's making on all the people around us. So in doing that and then taking the consistent action, not being attached to when is it finally going to happen and I don't get how it's going to happen, but just be like, hey, I'm going for it. And then in the way, like even if we end up in a couple of million, I would be happy as well. But having that somewhere in the forefront of my back front, that's not a thing. Then it kind of inspired, but it was kind of on slumber mode. It was there, but it was not like, oh man, I want to make $1 billion, and if I don't, then I feel sad. No, not at all. But then it was just like taking the action and keep doing the right thing, which I think a number of mentors of ours have always shared that. My dad being my first and biggest mentor in life, Master Akashna being my first business mentor, all of the other people that we worked with, Grant Cardone, Rudy Moore, like everybody else out there. It's just like keep doing the right thing, keep putting one foot in front of the other. And then if you do that with the conviction in your heart that you're going to do something that's going to impact so many people, then from that more will come. But I think it wasn't until this year where then all of these things, everything started to fall into place. And I can actually see from our calculations, like, hey, yeah, we're on track of actually making that happen. And at the same time, seeing like, okay, so in order to do that, we want to just be able to reach as many people as possible, change their lives. Because I think what really happened as well is the fact that we were changing so many lives. So many people come to us every single day saying, thank you for changing my life. Just today, I spoke to another lady who is so incredible. And for the first time ever, is closing deals now. And her business is taking off. And it's so good to see that everyday people being able to crush it, even though society or circumstances may be like you get all odds against you, but that you then see like, no, I can do it too. I'm going to make it happen. And so that as well was a massive boost, obviously, for us. And then we moved to Dubai and then everything started to, go even quicker. But yeah, I think it's like having that initial seed planted and then knowing that, just go for it, just stay good, but go for it, which my dad said. And then all the results coming in of helping people, making a difference. But then also seeing like, okay, so actually nothing is impossible. Let's just go and do it. And there was actually one thing, and I don't know if I can share this yet or not, but I kind of made a testimonial of some achievements that I cannot really speak about at this moment. But I made a testimonial before it happened, basically. And I sent it to some person that we work with. And then half of it has already happened. The other half is yet to happen, but it will. So that is pretty cool too, that you just speak it into existence, or you speak it out, and it's just there's so much conviction that it is going to happen. And then all of a sudden things happen a lot quicker than you think. And all of the press stuff only happened this year, which is incredible. So I guess to summarize the answer, which was quite an elongated one, it's just like having that initial dream, having that knowledge that we can absolutely do it. And it's not bad to want to dream big and have big thoughts, even though it's crazy, you have no idea how to get there. And then taking consistent action and really having that conviction and feeling that conviction. And if there's anything that I want to share with anybody watching this, either live or on the replay, is that if you have a dream, make that dream even bigger. Go for it. Believe in it. Have that conviction. And that's why I'm so excited as well, which is going to be related to the gift, is that we're going to help so many more people to learn how to have that conviction. and learn how to take action and do amazing things without letting circumstances hold you back or make you forget about what you're capable of or make you lose hope. So stay tuned until the end where we're going to give you that gift, or maybe even sooner. I'm too excited. Maybe but yeah, that's kind of it in a not so much of a nutshell, but in some kind of shell.
I love it.
Yeah, Shushmita. I see 4 people here. We're watching you, Shush. We get you. We're reading everything you're posting.
From South Africa as well.
Hello.
Super nice to have you guys here.
I think it's so important that, like you said, to you're speaking it into and you're sending it out into the universe, either writing it down like scripting, or you're speaking it, and then you're thinking it. So you're thinking it, even though you're, like you said, you have that in your forefront, your back front, or whatever you were saying.
Somewhere around here.
You've got it all over in there. It's just kind of, pops up every once in a while. So you've got it in there, and yet although you have that in the back of your mind, and it's not like you were saying it's dormant, but it's not really dormant. It's there, but what you're focusing on is the action to get you there. So you're taking the steps that you need to take to get you there, and that's what a lot of us. That's what here at FLC we do. We help show you those steps, and we go along that journey with you. And I know I've mentioned this to you, and I think Seb and maybe Mel, but I'm everybody in FLC knows I'm a big dreamer. I dream really big. If you look at my Instagram, it's all like multi-millionaire type stuff, like houses and helicopter beds and all kinds of stuff.
A dreamer. Sorry, I felt inspired.
Definitely a dreamer. But what I've been noticing lately is not only how much I've changed since I, came into FLC, but the change I've made in the past couple of months, because I don't think the same. Like I told you, Chabaria, I have to stop myself from just going and doing something, because in my head, I'm already a multimillionaire and I'm just ready to go live that life. I have to remind myself, okay, my bank account hasn't come up to my rate, caught up with me yet, but it's coming. I just have to keep taking those actions, and and I have to really put more faith in myself and believe in myself more, because if anybody knows me and my story, I fight with depression and negative thoughts and self-talk all the time. And I have been told all my life, you're not talented, you're not smart enough, you can't do this. I've heard it all. I've been through it all. That's a lot of cookies.
Yes.
I keep thinking Shavaria said this family. Okay, it's just a lot of cookies. You don't need to hear, it's not true. The only one standing in our way is us. And find people like Chabaria or people in the FLC or whoever's going to help support you and help you along the way and help keep you motivated. Make sure that you're doing those steps, because we do expect you to think big, because our conditioning tells us think small. You're only here to work enough to survive and make somebody else's dreams come true, right? They're wrong. They're wrong. You weren't brought into this world to make somebody else's dreams come true and just to survive. You were brought in here to thrive and help change lives. So think big. Okay to think big. It's even better to take the action and take those steps to get to that big.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really appreciate you sharing this also with so much vulnerability, because what happens sometimes is whenever, and then I notice it a lot with my stuff, is that sometimes when I get into certain circles of people that have, especially now with a lot of the press stuff, there's so many people that have also made multi-million dollars and stuff like that, or beyond that, billions of dollars. And sometimes what happens is that there's this feeling of you need to be a certain way because you've reached that status now. And I'm so not like that. I'm just like, no, I want to be the same person that I always am. And it doesn't matter. And that's kind of funny. But why I'm mentioning this is because sometimes when we would then take certain other actions, I'm not saying that I'm doing all the things exactly the same as, when I was a little kid, but sometimes when then the patterns change, which by the way is not a bad thing necessarily, but it does then sometimes come with the thoughts for others when they look at you or me or anyone else, to think like, oh, their life must be perfect and there must not be any doubts or any negative thoughts or stuff like that. And there absolutely are there for everyone. Everyone's facing it. Like Misty saying, having negative thoughts, self-doubt, these types of things. I have it too. Josie has it too. Everyone on the planet has it. But what is definitely very, very powerful is if you have a quick recovery. Like one of my students said that once. Her name is Harriet Brad, international speaker, super amazing freedom lifestyle creator, and success story. But she used to say always that if you are like, the difference between successful people and people that have not yet reached the success is your recovery period. So it means that if I feel these doubts or negative emotions, that's totally normal. But if I can just boom, recover, get back into the mode and go back and take the next good action, then that's going to help me. Because if I'm going to be staying in that and I'm just staying in that low mood and for hours or days I'm not doing anything, then that's going to lose me momentum and it's not going to allow me to do something that's actually contributing towards my dream. So being able to recover quickly is something really powerful. And that's why I love the Hangout so much, because we don't just feature like people that have all been like got all these super duper results, but we feature actual people and stories as people are creating their results and are sharing their dreams. And I think that is very important, because otherwise it might give people a skewed idea. Plus, personally, I don't add value to people once they've made the results. It's like everybody's valuable. Everybody's got a story. And I think I love that the most about the Hangout so far. But as Misty was sharing that, I think it's time for the gift. I cannot wait until the end of it. Shall we give the gift? Is that okay?
Yes,
Right. So here it goes. Basically, because we really just want to also put muscle behind this hustle, we want to make sure that everyone who's watching this, either live or on the replay, as long as it's not too far after the actual moment of being live, but for at least a little bit, a gift, so that you too can really learn how you can think big and how you can take these actions that are going to lead you to the results, and how you are basically able to create a freedom lifestyle. And for that reason, we would like to invite you to a free masterclass that we are running in 2 days, which is the 7th of November. So if you're watching this after that, sorry you missed out, but still reach out to Misty or Josie. We usually do these things more than once. But if you're watching this now or within the next couple of hours or days, then definitely register, because this training, the 7th of November, 7 p.m. Dubai time, is a live training. It's going to go absolutely bazinga. It's going to be really, really powerful. You're going to be able to really prep yourself for the most powerful end of this year, so that you can start 2024 in the most explosive possible way, so that you too can have big dreams, take big actions, and allow big results to flow in. So I'm going to put the link in the description. So if you haven't already, make sure to click on this link. I hope everybody can see that. I'm also going to post it in here just for a real quick second. I think it just posts on most platforms, but not on all. So you can see here the link is displayed on the screen if you're not able to click on it straight away, but otherwise move your way to the YouTube, and then on the YouTube you can see it for sure. You can actually click on it. So yeah, I just wanted to give that gift because I couldn't hold it any longer. It was too awesome. So yeah, back to you guys.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited for this, by the way. And to mention again, this is free. This is free, and there is going to be so much value in that. And I can tell you that for sure, because I have seen Shavaria do this before and I know what she is capable of. So make sure that you sign up for it. Click the link, message one of us if you can't see it anywhere, because we really want you there. So thank you so much. I'm so excited. Happy early Christmas, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy day. Happy Halloween. Happy everything.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Whatever your birthday. But I want to go back to very nice.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone. But to go back to what you guys were saying, which was so good. I was taking mental notes, and my mental note page is full now because that was so much you guys said. But I really want to highlight what you said, Shabaria, about it's not selfish and it's not a bad thing to have big goals.
Yeah.
Really, it's the opposite. If anything, it's selfish to not have these big goals, because by dreaming big, by doing big and achieving big things, you not only help yourself, which is amazing, you have the life you want, which is what we want you guys to do. You also get to help everyone around you, your friends, your family, your charities you want, everyone, anything you want. So by having these big dreams, it's not just for you, it's for everyone else you're going to help. And especially, I was speaking to a client just yesterday, actually, who was talking about she feels really strange to go out there and tell people about the good things she's doing for other people, and like get her name out there, because she feels like she just wants to help these people and she's okay helping these people, and that being that the universe knows she's doing good. I'm like, yes, like absolutely, I get you, because that was me too. But the reason of talking about the big things you're doing or writing down your big goals is so that other people know what you're doing and you can help other people in the process. And that was really, she was like, oh, I never thought about it like that. So if you are also someone who feels a bit strange or a bit funny talking about themselves and the good things they're doing, you're doing, don't. Please do it, because then you can help so many more people. And like you said, you always have doubts, and Misty, you made that point. You always have doubts and things happen, and no matter how much success you have, you're going to have doubts, and you're going to have days where you feel like you could do more, or why are you even doing this? Like, that, just take the easy way out. We're told all our life, just get a job, get a 9 to 5, you'll be happy, settle. And you're going to have days where you feel like doing that and you feel like giving up. And how I explained it to this woman I was talking to, incredible woman, if you're watching, you know who you are. How I explained it is, if you're here and you want to get here, even if you take tiny little steps, tiny weeny little steps that don't feel like much, eventually you're going to get there. And even if you do have a day where you feel like you did nothing, or you had a really bad day, which, by the way, doesn't exist, you had a character building day. Even if you do, you're here, right? Let's say you do nothing, you don't move at all that day, you're still here rather than back here, because all the other days you did this. So it's about being consistent. So I think what's really important to realize is, not only do you need to think big, have big goals, but do the action behind that and do it consistently. Otherwise, it's all you're going to do is talk about it. You're going to talk the talk. You also need to walk the walk, right? Which I think is something that you are such a good model of, Javaria. You're everywhere. You're walking.
You guys.
Thank you so much. But we really see it, and I know everyone probably sees it. The whole community, how hard you work, but the core family as well. Like we know just how much work and how much care you put into everything, and that it shows, right? So my message that I want to give out is, think big, do big, but come from a place of like love and actual, I want to help people. And do it consistently. Be consistent.
And I actually want to say one thing with regards to that, because what you were saying earlier about it being a good thing to do great things, because it's not just for yourself, but it's also for your loved ones and the community that you want to serve. That's actually also why I love the quote by Grant Cardone so much, where he says, success is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility. So it is our duty to be successful, because if we are successful, then we can look after our loved ones better. And it doesn't mean that success or the amount of money that you make is a measure for what your own value is, but it doesn't mean that you should not pursue something that you know in your heart is right and what you deserve. And I think sometimes people forget about that. They forget that they deserve the best and that they can absolutely have the best. And if you feel that deep down, and only you can feel that for yourself, if you feel that you have a dream or something that you wish to pursue, whether that is business like we're talking about a lot, or whether that's a health goal or a love goal or relationships otherwise or spiritual, and you feel like you want to do that, then understand that it's up to you to make it happen, and go and make it happen. And you don't have to be an expert. Like there's this quote, what is it again? You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to start to be great, or something like that, which is so true. But also coupled to that, then what really helps is exactly that last point that you made, is that if you really come from that place that you want to help people and you want to do good and you want to support, then it doesn't matter whether or not people see you, whether or not you have a lot of views. Like even looking at the Hangout, I'm going to be really blunt, but right now we've got 3 viewers live. Does that matter? Does that bother us? Oh, we're a multi-million-dollar company. We've got 3 live viewers. Like what the heck? Doesn't matter. Even if there's 0 viewers, we know what we're doing it for. We know that if you are here watching this live, it will help you. If someone else is watching this on the replay, which is eternalized, by the way, then that's what we're doing it for. If there's just one person that can be benefited from it, even just ourselves, then it's worth it. And I get very passionate about this, because sometimes people are like, oh, it's all about the views. And yes, cool, views help. The more people you can reach, the better it is. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be showing up if the views are low. You should show up, and that's what shows your character, and that's what shows your integrity and your true love for people, and for doing this for your family and yourself and your loved ones. And then also our eternal viewer, which is either, if you believe in the universe or God, they are always viewing 100%. So they will also see like, okay, Misty, Josie always show up, always giving value. Here, let me bless you with this or that. And that's the way how it goes. So if you feel it here, that's the most important thing. And then just take that action as you feel it, you will see results. There's no way that you're not going to see results. But that's the thing in this society sometimes, is that we have this easy want of gratification, or how do you say that we want to be instantly satisfied with things. And if there's not like 100 viewers already, then it's not worth my while. Well, if that's the case, the way how you feel, then success is not worth your while either, because if you don't appreciate the 1 viewer, you're not worthy of the millions of viewers. So that's a very important thing to say too, for anybody that feels like, oh, what's the point of me doing it, because if I do it, I don't get many views just yet, so I shouldn't be doing it because I'm wasting my time. Like, then you have to change something here and here, because most of the time we start business because we want to do something meaningful for ourselves, our families, and it doesn't matter if people are there or not there, but you know why you're doing it for. So that is very, very important. So again, don't be alarmed thinking I don't have many viewers, because in the end of the day, whatever you plant will grow beautiful seeds, as long as you give it water, give it health, or give it light, give it some pokon, I don't know, some other stuff. It will grow. It absolutely will grow, and nothing that you do will ever go unseen. That holds for the good, that holds for the bad. So if you do good things, you will get the results from it. You will get the abundance from it, and you will experience what you put out amplified in how it comes back. So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. Just on that point, sorry, Misty, most successful business owners or most successful YouTubers or whatever you want to do went years or many videos with no results, no viewers, no likes, no subscribers, no clients actually buying. And then one day, boom, and then it's an overnight success, right?
Yeah.
But no one's the years of videos or like outreaches, clients, demos, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to put that out there.
Overnight success, 10 years in the making.
Yep. I was just going to bring up, because people worry about not having experience doing business or doing the videos. They don't have the right equipment. They're just so worried about all these minor details. And it's like, well, how are you going to gain experience if you don't start it?
Yeah.
How are you going to be able to upgrade your equipment if you don't get started and bring in the income?
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere. You have to start at the bottom and work your way up, because you want that. You don't want to start at the middle, because then you're missing all the good foundation that's going to keep it growing and expanding. So you just get out there and get started. And I want to bring up the fear thing again, just really quick, because I want people to understand that what I learned, and Chibare, you helped me learn 2 different lessons here. 1, that fear of success is real. Mm-hmm. And then 2, don't fear the success, because along the way, you're going to figure out how to handle that. Mm-hmm. So I had a fear of, I say had, because I'm letting it go, and I'm just letting it, I'm going to learn it along the way. So my fear was, I know I'm going to be successful. How do I handle the money when it comes in? Because I'm not always good with money.
Yeah.
Sometimes I am, but there are times when I'm just like, hey, let's just go do this. So
Yeah.
I do. But the thing is that whatever you don't know how to do right now, or you're not sure of, just get out there and do it anyway and figure it out along the way. Everything's going to work out. You have to have that faith in yourself, in what you're doing. And like, Chabaria and Josie are saying, if you're coming from the heart and you're doing what's good and what's right to help other people, it's going to work out. You just got to get out there and just don't be fearful of anything.
Yeah.
Take the first steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And also with, what was it again? You said something and I was just like, oh man, that's so cool. I'm pulling a Misty. Yes, it was so cool.
It's contagious.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking it was so cool. It was so good. But I can't. Man, I forgot what it was. It felt so important.
Oh, this always happens.
Yeah, it does. Anyways, but feel the fear.
Do you remember where in what I said it was?
I can't. It's just like, it feels so weird because I was just like,
was it about just doing it, like getting out there and doing it first?
Yeah, it's back. So what you were saying before about not having the right equipment, or you have to just get started at the bottom and then make your way up. And hey, we got Claria in the house. Hello, FLC mom. But actually, this is one thing that I really wanted to say. Just because maybe experience-wise and equipment-wise you're starting at the bottom doesn't mean that your energy and your spirit is at the bottom. Your energy and your spirit is rich and will be felt as such. So I really wanted to say that because I can see that so often with amazing students, and maybe they don't have the best quality camera, or maybe they don't have the best quality mic or this or that, but you can see that nice. You can see from
just start with your phone.
Exactly, right? You have to just go. If you're watching this, you have the equipment required. Yep. That's it. But the thing is that people can feel your energy. So even though you're starting from the beginning and you may not know your words to say straight away, or you feel a bit awkward, like everybody feels awkward. I feel awkward right now as well. I always feel awkward. But your energy and what you mean with it will be felt. And that's what I had in the beginning too, where people were like, oh man, you're always so happy and it's just, so excited. And I talk like, right now I talk quick, but I used to talk like twice this speed because I was like, I just want to get it over with. But even though that was not maybe the most professional at that stage yet, people did feel the energy. And that's what I wanted to mention too, because everyone has a unique type of energy. Mine is maybe like, woo, very hyper. Other people might be more calm. Other people might be more cool, or like mix of whatever other types of energies. But even though you might be starting and you're a little bit new, that unique blend, as I once learned from a brand called Brand VIP, that unique blend that you have, that's special. And that does not start at the bottom. That starts at the top, because that's who you are. And that is felt. So I just wanted to highlight that also, even though you might not, have all the equipment in the world just yet, and the experience is missing, your spirit is ready and will do its thing. And people will be waiting for that and wanting that also.
That's so true. That's so true. If I think about like my very first like live videos, or my very first posts, or our very first like Hangout YouTubes, I cringe. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness. We keep them up. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll watch them back, but I don't know. But the point is that back then, and I knew it was awkward. I knew it was like, it felt rehearsed, because it was rehearsed. It would take me ages to press that live button. Yeah. But if I had not done that, or if we had not just started this, then we wouldn't be here right now. And and then now we feel so much more comfortable in speaking, or whoever we have on, and it's fun, and it's less like, oh my god, what am I going to say next? Oh my god, like we used to plan all the questions and have them there, read the questions, and now it's just fun, it's relaxed. But you only get to that point by starting. So like you said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So important. And
all the lives you guys change along the way as well. How many people
Mhm.
have messaged you guys saying like, oh my goodness, this episode of the Hangout, it really was so powerful and it gave me so much energy, so much hope, so much wisdom. And that's a lot too, which people don't always realize. Like, it happens quick. It really happens quick.
It really does. And you
Yeah.
never know who's watching. Like, some people will message us, be like, "Oh, we've been watching you for months." And I'm like, "Really? Like,
Yeah.
I haven't seen you
I
anyway."
always feel like somebody's
been-
watching me. And I have no
It's been
privacy.
just about a year and a half, hasn't it, since we started this?
Yeah.
And I think my first or second live video in the on the Facebook, group,
Mhm.
I think I cried. I think there's a few times I cried. I got so emotional. Well, first, I think at the first time or something, I was so nervous.
Mhm.
I just cried. And then I remember crying at least one or two other times because I was so moved and so thankful for everybody in the FLC and,
Yeah.
especially Chibaria. Chibaria is, just one of the most incredible people. She's an alien. Shishmita was like, I'm watching you from another planet.
Yeah, she always is.
But yeah, it's everybody is scared and nervous to start with, but then you do it and you're like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
This didn't take that long and it's fun. It may take you a couple of times to do it, but the growth that you have from just doing that, like, okay, I'm horrible. I'm really good at making the cold calls, but I'm really horrible at doing that because I don't like taking the action. It scares me.
Yeah.
But I know I can do it.
Yeah.
And I know the fact that, like I told Jabaria, I'll do anything else you want me to do in the company, anything else. I just don't want to do that. She's like, no, everybody has to start here. And I get that.
Mhm.
And Grant Cardone says, the thing that you're most resistant towards is the one thing you really need to do.
Yeah.
Which is totally true. And I know I have to do it because I need that growth that's going to come from that.
Exactly.
So
Okay, can I just ask one quick thing? Because what he also says is about whenever you don't like it so much, it's also because you don't have enough knowledge about it, and that's a lot of the time
Exactly.
something too, and that's exactly why it's so important, like what you guys say, to just do it and to get yourself involved with it, because then you start building up that knowledge and then you actually start enjoying it and like, man, this is so good. And then all of a sudden the results start coming in, but it doesn't happen if you don't take that step. And the same holds for having great ideas and thinking really, really big, because this is another thing that Grant Cardone says, and we quote him a lot because we work with him and he's absolutely amazing. Hey, and there's light.
it was all of a sudden, hello.
I love it. An enlightened moment. But where he says that, the power also of thinking big is that your goals have to scare you. Like, if you're the other way around is, if your goals don't scare you, then you're not thinking big enough. And you don't have to have any clue of how to get there. That's the cool part. It's like, okay, I'm thinking about this, being a billionaire or having $1 billion company. I have no freaking clue how to get there in the beginning, right? And then you start to take all of the actions, and then the knowledge builds, the experience builds, the joy builds, results come in, you have your milestones, and then all of a sudden, like, now I see it coming together. But you don't see that at the beginning. You have to take that first few steps. And this is also the reason why we're organizing this masterclass, and why we want to give you guys this gift, because that will help you to somehow get yourself back into that original state that we all were when we were children, which was excited little babies that want to explore and want to be courageous and have creativity and do things that they love. And somehow down the line, we got numbed sometimes in really following our dreams, which you shouldn't. If you're watching this once again and you have a dream, you want to do something, like, we believe that everyone has the right to live in freedom. And if you're not experiencing that right now, then go out there and go and do it, make it happen, because you absolutely can. And if there's any place where you want to get started, then be here, follow the hangout. Make sure that if you haven't got it already, that you go and subscribe to the Hangout. We're going to talk about that later as well. Come to this masterclass and allow yourself to be amazed by what you can do, because there's nothing that you cannot do. And if it's up to us, we get you there to the results as soon as humanly possible, or alien possible, because you deserve it. Absolutely deserve it. So I just wanted to say that with a lot of passion.
I just have to say this because I keep thinking about it. You're like Alien, And then you're talking about how you used to talk really fast. It's like you're talking at lightning speed because you had to talk on the go.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, we are in the next couple years. We're going to have a cartoon coming out.
Oh, I'm
You
so
guys have
excited for
got
that.
to see it. We're going to. I've got stuff in the works. I think I've got the first episode planned out, so we got things in the work.
Yeah.
But keep an eye on that. In the next couple years, we should have a cartoon coming out for the kids to help teach them some stuff too. So it's gonna we're got a lot of really big, powerful things in the works and planning. So really keep an eye on what's coming up.
Yeah, it's gonna be so exciting, and yeah, especially what you said about the children. We got Dan and Wolf in the house. Hello, Dan. So nice to have you on there. Who? Dan is the original one. Who is the original smelly boy? Sorry, saying that online, but when we say smelly, we don't mean smelly, stinky. We mean actually that boys are always teasing girls, or in our we just happen to be around boys that are very, very much bullies. So that was the original smelly one, but now we have a whole
They like to just get the reaction.
smelly guys. We have the smelly guy Pierre, obviously, smelly guy Seb. Rajesh is not that smelly actually. Rajesh is
okay.
Yeah, pretty okay. And Mel is becoming a bit more smelly.
He is. Yeah.
He's working on it.
And Pierre are rubbing up on him. I'm just like, what do we do with him? But it all started with Dan being one of our first smelly boys. So yeah, if you guys don't know him, he's absolutely amazing. And it's smelly, very smelly. But in a good way.
Please do. Brian, Tucker in the house.
Brian.
Hello, Brian. Nice to have you with us. By the way,
Brian.
Oh, sorry. You go.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say we have another episode.
Exactly. I wanted to say the same thing. Like, if you haven't watched the episode with Brian, make sure to make your way to the Hangout and actually check it out. It was the last episode, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was the last one, but we also have another one. We have part 2 coming up.
Yes, we do.
Excited. I didn't know that. Let's go.
Yeah.
I
think it's still gonna go out today, right?
Sorry.
Is it still gonna go out later today? No, next week? Okay.
No.
You guys get one episode at a time.
Absolutely.
Hey, I just love it so much. I got excited.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He always wants to give, which is powerful, which is good. And it's one of the reasons why you're so powerful and abundant and creating so much success. So compliment. Oh,
yes. Comment.
Hats off to you.
Oh my goodness. It's not an FLC live without some silliness, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's the most fun.
Well, they should see the morning meetings. That's we really get free spirited there too.
Oh my gosh. But something I wanted to say as well about thinking big. And you mentioned about it should scare you. It should scare you. And I feel like the reason a lot of people don't do it is because it is scary.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to do it because you're taught your whole life the exact opposite, to think think mediocre, settle for a good life, like be okay. So as soon as you start big, not only are you going to get scared, but I feel like everyone around you as well is going to start to tell you, oh, like, are you sure? Like, that seems a bit much, and all that lovely jazz. But really, you need to believe that it is possible. And something I want to say on that too, and really a tip I want to give is get around like-minded people and get around people that are doing the things you want to be doing. I can say that it wasn't until I joined this team that I was like, wow, like maybe I'm not crazy. Maybe I'm not like this weirdo that's thinking
Team Alien.
Hey, I like being weird, so I like being weird. I like the weirdness.
I think as well.
I am not cookie cutter.
For us as well, I think we should incorporate this when we're hiring. And by the way, for those of you watching this, looking for a position, we're hiring from the new year, that we should have like one qualifier. Is this person weird enough? If not, then sorry.
What planet are they from?
If you're not weird, you don't fit.
Oh, that's not so hard. Sorry. We didn't mean to be hard. We just love weird people.
If you're not weird, we'll make you weird. So it's all good. It's fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
But that's what I really, it's so important to get around the right people, either in person, go to events, or online. Follow the people you want to be like.
Come to our retreat.
Exactly. Come to our retreat. If you want to know more, message us, follow the Hangout. But something else you can do is join the masterclass, because Jabaria, if you don't want to learn from her, then what are you doing here? What are you doing? Because the dreams you have right now and the things you see for yourself is possible, 100% possible. And maybe you might not know how. Link in the description, link here. Message us if you can't see it anywhere. But I know we said you don't need to know how to get there, and that's true. You don't need to know everything, because really, if you do plan everything out, it's not going to go that way anyway. But having that helping hand and having that person who has done it before and is doing these things, learning from people like that, is one of the most important things that you can do. So make sure you come to the masterclass. It's free. It's on the 7th at 7 p.m. UK time. We really, really want you there. So let us know if you're coming. Let us know if you're going to be there.
Yes, let us know.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it.
Ooh, me too. Super exciting. And I just want to say one more. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
You go. No, you go.
I just had a really quick question. Sorry. I just had a really quick question. So on this masterclass, is it just you that's going to be on, or is there a special guest as well, or somebody else going to be on with you?
It's going to be me and special guest, me also. Perfect.
My favorite special guest
ever. We love it.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, it's just gonna be me. But I'm gonna be very, very. I'm really excited because it's gonna
be amazing, wonderful, incredible you.
Yeah, thank you. But it's gonna be different than any masterclass ever before. So I'm really excited for it, because like for those of you who've ever been to a masterclass that we ran, this is not gonna be the same. So you will absolutely want to be there and just, really walk away with those actionable steps that allow you to make change now and prepare you in the best possible way for abundance in the new year, which is almost, or is just around the corner. So I'm excited but sorry, that being said, you got to be an action taker. So you got to be willing to implement these things. Otherwise, you'll learn a lot, but you won't implement. And I want you to implement. So come there with a mind to implement, because then you do. Exactly. Do the doings, as Step always likes to
say. Okay. So guys, we are already at 51 minutes, almost 52 minutes in. So is there, as we go to wrap up here, because, we could go all day. We love hanging out together. We love hanging out with everybody else. We have tons of information and tons of stuff we can talk about. So, however, because you beautiful women are getting towards the end of Jabaria is getting towards the end of her day. Josie's moving into the evening. I'm just getting my morning started. So we're all over the place. But I do want to give you guys an opportunity to go and eat something, because that's important, and drink your water, of course. Yes. So as we go to wrap up here, is there anything that you feel that you would like to say to whoever's watching that would be a benefit to them? Go ahead, Jabaria.
The biggest tip that I can give you guys right now is follow Misty and Josie on Instagram and anywhere else. So Misty Gonzalez Official, Josie Humphreys Official, follow these girls. They're amazing. They have changed my life. They are absolutely positive. They are making you smile. They're giving you tips. They are absolutely determined to make your life the best life that you can live. So the biggest tip for me, don't even come to the masterclass. Just follow these girls. do both. Think big, right? There's room for two. But follow these incredible ladies. That's my tip.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, my tip is follow Jabaria at Jabaria on Instagram. Follow her on Facebook. Come to the masterclass, please. I want you there. We want you there. You watching right now. We want you there. And yeah, like we've said a couple times, think big. If you're not scared by your goals right now and you're not like, oh my God, how am I going to do that? think bigger, 10x, whatever your goals are. If you don't have any goals, get some goals because you want something to
talk to us. We'll give you some.
Exactly. So follow us on Instagram, follow Chabaria, learn from this woman. Please, I'm telling you, you won't regret it. Come to the masterclass. And yes, thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
Ken, because I am on the show today, can we finish off with the song one more time? Because I love the song so much. Can we do that?
Yes.
All right, let's go, everybody.
Yes.
Make sure to sing along if you know the song.
Closing is always easy when you're in Cardone U. We role play with Grant Cardone's team. They know just what to do. They're always there to support us. We couldn't ask for more. On our way in the right direction, we found what we're looking for. In FLC, in FLC. Closing is better with appointment setters. You'd better believe we're not a team but a family. We work together in harmony. We are devoted, and that you can quote me in FLC.